I need to make me a track like that, because I kept listening to it over, like if something grabs me in that much, I'm sure it's a whole bunch of people that's grabbing it in like that. I'm like, man, I need to make me a song like that. And her vocals, it was just really, really catchy, and really, like, it just made me gravitate to her. So I was like, yeah, I need to create me a song like that. And then I think I instantly started with my my leading lyrics, like, oh, I've been peeping out the window, wondering how and where would I go. Nowhere, cause this damn coronavirus got me stuck in here, sitting in the corner silent like I wanna leave, I will be gone now. This is all a dream, please wake me up, kiss in a tug, mine a reality. But this too shall pass is what they say to me. As I stare through this glass, I'm going crazy. They think that I think that I'm perfect, but I'm just as damaged as you. The dark times, yeah, we do deserve them, to know that the sun will shine yet again on you. And we all will shine through at the end of the tunnel. The years on we're striving for, so we better not fumble. Claim you win, but please stay humble.
What's up, St. Louis? It's your host, Luke Farrell, here with the STL Bucket List Show. Unfortunately, today, Marissa is not available. She's out changing the lives of students there at the school, so we wish her the best of luck, but we're going to keep this thing rolling. Every week, we put out a new episode right here at Half Coast Studios. My guy, Matt, in the back on the ones and twos, cutting up a perfect episode for Spotify, Apple, and if you guys want to go watch it, head over to YouTube as well. And then we couldn't do this without the Regional Arts Commission of St. Louis as our main presenting sponsor of the show. They allow us to highlight the thriving arts and culture scene right here in St. Louis. And we have somebody special in that arts and culture and music scene today. We got my guy, Stringz EMB. Not only him, but we got his fam here today too. So I know if you guys heard that intro, you heard something special. So
yes, sir.
What's up, man? Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, we've been trying to schedule this for a while. I mean, we just slide in the DMs occasionally, and we only have one slot a week. So it's like, if that week doesn't work, next week.
Yeah, for sure.
I slid in his DMs a couple of days ago. We made it happen, brought the kiddos in here. So it's a cool show. But yeah, man, we like to get straight to it. You know, obviously this is the STL Bucket List Show, but we want to hear about the journey. So
yeah, for sure.
Going back to you, before you were Stringz EMB, before the family, tell us a little bit about your childhood, where you grew up at, where you're from, and then we can kind of lead into that.
Okay, for sure. So born and raised, obviously here in St. Louis, Missouri, Gregory Bowdry, or Lil Greg, as my family calls
Lil
me.
Greg.
Yeah, my father, shout out to him, Gregory Bowdry himself as well. But yeah, born and raised north side St. Louis, right off out down the Newstead, right in the heart of the Ville. I live with my grandma, my great grandmother. She was actually my mother's mother, passed when she was younger. And so my great grandmother took my mother in. So my mother called my great grandmother Ma. Basically, yeah, just long story short, but it's just a whole house full of family, whole house full of love. So I've been around that and been within that my entire life. So that's me. If you know me as a person, I'm all about love and laughter and just unity and family. But yeah, I went to John Marshall Elementary. I actually started singing back then. Shout out to my older cousin, Gerald. He was and still is like the singer of the family. And so I guess some weird reason it just it caught on me like that Venom costume when the alien. So I just started singing from there. I did my very first performance, my kindergarten graduation. I sung Lean on Me, led our graduation. I did a few plays back then, and ever since then just been moving and grooving. I mean, right now today I'm an adult, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a brother, a son, and just trying to do my best to set a good example for St. Louis.
Absolutely, man. And that's the whole reason we're here today on this podcast is, you know, to support St. Louis, but support that journey. So like you're from North St. Louis, obviously. And tell me about some of the ups and downs that you dealt with growing up in North St. Louis and then kind of leading into your journey now.
For sure. So obviously I can't necessarily say that I'm from a bad place. And that's only because when it's all you know, it's all you know. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just life.
Right.
So like I said, I grew up in Northside St. Louis on Aldine, 4300 block. And back then it was just all about family and friends. I mean, we used to be outside all day, every day playing either jump rope on the sidewalk, jump rope in the street. But the school was like directly across, like maybe 20 feet across the street. Okay. And so we were always in the schoolyard playing football. If we had one of those old school milk carts, we would have them tacked up on the tree, and that was our basketball goal. It wasn't a basketball goal in the back of the school. So I actually started off as sports-wise, started playing football first. So just like I said, just all about love. And I mean, as far as the struggles go, obviously within my grandmother's house, it was a bunch of us, just cousins. So my younger brother and I didn't have my youngest brother then, but we slept two to a bed, feet to toe, just old school stuff. I mean, it's nothing that I would change. Again, it was really no downs because everything that I went through made me who I am. So I appreciate it all, really.
Yeah, no, I love that. And it's inspiring because then you can show your kids, kind of where you're from and stuff like that and take it back there. So no, that's special, man. So I know it's the music. You talked about kindergarten. I didn't know you've been doing it that long.
Yeah, for sure.
You sang Lean on Me was
sir.
like R&B and soul. Was that was always the move for you, or was like were you into other types of music as well?
All right, so naturally it was always singing. I remember when the All Eyes on Me album came out. I think that was probably, if not the first rap album, I know it was one of the first that my father had. He had like a book, a collection or whatever of CDs, and that was the first one that I remember listening to. And obviously Tupac, he caught my ear because he was really melodic, like with his hooks. His hooks were really, really singing or whatnot. And I have an older cousin, shout out to Renell. He's only probably like a year and a half older than me, but I always looked up to him and still do. But he actually put me up on like real rap, like Scarface. He loved Wu-Tang and all the East Coast type rappers. So I remember rapping around him one time, and he was like, "Man, why you always sound like you singing?" And I guess it's just always been in me, not because I've tried to. It's just naturally been in me. And like thinking about singers, I was always like maybe drawn to those with those more soulful, bluesy or raspy type tones. So I guess it was just like really just naturally in me.
And it all kind of morphs together. It's all, even rap music today, like you listen to it and like, thinking of somebody, they're singing, they're rapping. A lot of the rap nowadays is more melodic. Like
it is, yeah, for sure.
And even like Wu-Tang Clan, I mean, they all had their own style. You play the first second of one of them like rapping, they're like, oh yeah, that's Wu-Tang. Like everybody's got their own style. So
for sure.
R&B and soul though, I mean, there's been coming in waves. Like back in the 90s, it was on fire.
Man, like, what it was taking, no, it was prevalent. It was there.
It was on fire. And then what about now? What would you say like the R&B and soul like?
So, all right. Soul is still there. It is definitely still there. R&B is tricky because like you just said, rappers, they sing now. A lot of the rappers consider themselves R&B singers. The auto-tune and like Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch to me is a rapper with vocals, but he would probably lightly consider himself a singer. Right. St. Louis born and raised Smino. Smino is a rapper, but he has crazy vocals, and I'm pretty just like his most recent release. Shout out to you, Smino. Recent release with J. Cole.
Yeah,
man, it's crazy.
The vibes on that song
oh my goodness, and he's singing like he's singing. Yeah. So I mean, I think it's melded, but that's the beautiful thing about music and honestly arts in all single fashion, in every fashion. Whether it comes to fashion, whether it comes to food, music. Anything that has to do with creation, there's always a level of blending, creating, and just merging. I mean, if you're afraid to blend the lines, you're not doing it right. Yeah,
no, I agree with that. And I read on your website and something about like your influences. And you had Ray Charles on there. You had James Brown on there, and then you had Drake on there.
Yeah, for sure.
John Legend, Anderson .Paak, who's one of my favorites.
Yes, sir.
The group he has with Bruno is fire.
Oh man, it's exciting.
I heard the show. Yeah, that show. Like you have to lock your phones up to go to that show.
We were just.
That's a vibe.
I know.
I just went to Kevin Hart. They made me lock my phone up when I went to go see Kevin Hart because they want you to experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, put that phone down. I want your time right now. Right. Yeah, that's what it should be like.
So those are your influences. So like, how do you morph all of those into Stringz? Like, how does Stringz get inspired? Because like Drake came up probably you started like what 2014. That's when so Drake was coming out like right around that time. I mean, he was probably like 2010 or something.
He was out. I think it was around 2009, 2010. Shout out to my cousin James Brown. But he actually put me on Drake. Very first Drake song that I remember hearing was Drake and Trey Songz "Replacement Girl," and he was just really, really big on Drake. And I like Drake because
I just wanna be
exactly that was the very next one. That was the very next one, successful. And then just from there, Drake just started lighting stuff up. And I remember actually going back to Drake, my wife, shout out to Dr. Tebow. She's a chiropractor. She went to Logan School of Chiropractic, and I think maybe within her middle to ending portion of being in school there, one of our friends who's a chiropractor as well, shout out to you, Dr. Pinnell, Shavonda Pinnell, but she was really, really cool and probably still is cool with one of Drake's like road managers. And a long time ago when Drake came to St. Louis, they got us backstage passes. We went on a tour bus with him and all type of just stuff that probably obviously wouldn't happen now because of who he is. But it's really, really dope. Yeah, Drake definitely inspired me.
That's cool. And so like how does James Brown, Ray Charles, John Legend, Drake, like how do all that morph into your sound? I mean, what would you say that you take? Like you don't have to go into each one. No. How does that like shake it up?
For sure. See, to me, it's nothing. I mean, it's just natural. But like James Brown, that soul, that funk, that business aspect, he was really about getting stuff done, getting it out there, and making the world know and understand who James Brown was. I would probably say I definitely take in his personality and his push. Ray Charles was just, I mean, to know that he lacks in vision, but he puts more out there vocally and just those vibes that he gives to the world outside of the drug thing, of course, but just what he naturally gave to the world was so beautiful. And that's what I want to be. I don't want to be blind, of course, but I want to be an organic energy that you feel when I give it to you. So from there, and obviously John Legend was probably one of my biggest vocal inspirations. Actually, he got me into music within my adult years. His project Love Forever, I think it's called, or something of that nature. But that's what got me there. And then obviously Anderson .Paak is just because when I was in the process of making music, I heard his comparison to my sound a lot. So I was like, yeah, you know what? So I started digging into his sound more. And then another one was Young Thug. I really, really love Young Thug, with his ability to like throw and bend his voice and do different things that makes it basically an instrument. To me, with me liking and loving those different types of music, when I go into create, I actually create from a completely blank canvas, not with the beat or anything. Like when it comes to my projects or my albums, I would probably create a melody, maybe walking through the grocery store with them, yelling at them. And as soon as I yell, if I say something and it kind of gives me chills, then I record myself. Then I listen back to it when I get back home in like 5 or 10 minutes.
Just your voice memos?
Exactly. Just my voice, and my phone is, man, so much memory taken up from voice memos. But if it gives me chills again, then wow, that's a new song. And I just basically just take in everything from those particular artists that gave me chills, and then I just create from myself. I don't ever like try to listen to them right before, because I don't want to steal or mimic anybody, but I definitely draw inspiration. Labyrinth as well. So I mean, it's just those artists that are within my lane, or I guess I'm within their lane. But yeah, it's just.
And it's cool to like take inspiration from all these different sources and like mold it into one. And,
for sure.
And the funny thing is the inspiration side of it. Like you can get inspired. Like you're probably going to leave here and get inspired. About
Exactly.
You're in the grocery store. You're at the farmer's market.
For sure.
You're wherever and you get inspired. But that's what's so cool about our technology now is you don't have to like write down a notebook.
Nope.
This isn't like 8 Mile Lemonade. You're like on the bus with your notebook. But like this is like you can talk to yourself and you type in your notepads real quick.
And everything. Yeah.
So no, that's special. So I kind of wanted to step back from music a little bit because like you said, you're a father, husband, brother, entrepreneur,
yes, sir.
Musician, you're all these things, but like other than just specifically music, is there anything else that you're passionate about that gets you really excited or like that's a business for you?
Family, being a father is number one.
Yeah.
That's probably, it's not difficult anymore, but I would say that was probably the most, efficient part of it all, because I had to make sure that I became a father first. Just like with the music, coincidentally, it didn't really start for me until 2014. My daughter and son, they were already born. 2014, my son was 3, my daughter was 2. My daughter was 1. And so it just happened in a way to where family came first. And so I want to keep it that way to not ever lose it, because I know there's going to be a time to where I may have to make a decision and go here for music and leave family here. But family is number one. My daughter, she dances, plays the piano. They both do tennis. My son is an amazing basketball player, plays the cello. So if there is something that they have going on, if there is a game, if I have it within my power, which I do right now, at least at this level of my career, I'm going to schedule around those things. Absolutely. I'm going to make sure that I don't miss anything that they do. I'm kind of sad. I just missed my son. He sung national anthem with his school at the Cardinals game, and I missed that but I kind of for a good reason. I was at the Grove Fest, and that thing was crazy. But so I mean, it's all about me being a father and being a husband and just being a family man first. And then
that's special. And it's different when you're a musician. Like with me being an entrepreneur, like I'm very busy during the day, but like weekends I'm pretty available because like that's when business typically stops.
For sure.
But you with the musician, like your money's made on nighttime.
I was going to say that's when it picks up.
When the sun goes down. When the sun goes down and people are off work, that's when you're working.
Yeah, so, the streets call.
Yeah, the streets are calling. So that's cool. And it's cool. Like a lot of the shows, especially in St. Louis lately, like a lot of these shows have been family friendly.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's been kind of cool because it's not like, oh, these underground clubs and like it's not like craziness going. I mean, there obviously is, but not with you guys, like with your style of music. I'm sure like the stuff at the library, like all those shows are just. So you just had a show this past weekend. Yeah, where were you at? You were over in Indiana?
Yeah, sir. So that one was really, really dope. Everything that I do, like I said, is with the family. So we all drove down. It's always a road trip type thing. So we go down, we knock out the show, and then we come back. It was a duo thing, just me and a guitarist, but an extremely, extremely live, live and intimate feel for sure.
So have you been on tour before, like kind of like small tours? And tours?
So I've been on tour. I went on tour with Life Jennings. He's a platinum selling recording artist, R&B. I did a tour with him, and then as far as myself, just correlating small tours here and there, and just.
What's that like? What's tour life like?
It's beautiful. Obviously, it's demanding, but it's worth it. Yeah. Looking at it, people from the outside, they congratulate you and it all feels good. But at the end of the day, it's still a grind. It's a grind. I have fun, so I don't think about it as work. Right. But it definitely takes energy. But it's a good time for sure. I wouldn't change it for the world, to be honest.
So you've done some cool collabs before, but like one of the questions I love to ask musicians is like, you just named all these people, but like if you had 8-hour session block in the studio, and you could only pick one person for 8 hours.
Anybody?
Just one. Yeah, anybody dead or alive.
Oh, yeah.
Who are you picking?
Andre 3000.
Really?
Easy.
For 8-hour session?
For 8-hour session. We probably wouldn't, I promise. I know I don't need 8 hours. I don't think he needs 8 hours either. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. Andre 3000
Andre 3000 would be your dream collab?
For sure.
Okay. Yes. What kind of vision would you have for that song?
Nope.
And you can make that happen though.
Really. Yeah, he is.
He's active now.
He is. Yeah. It's very, very positive. I like to try to do my best to speak that into the universe, but I would just let it happen as organically as possible. Like really, like I really see that happening sometime within the future, really. Yeah. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's special. And that would be really cool. I love Andre 3000 and just even like the stuff he did on the Great Gatsby movie.
Oh man.
That album. I don't even know if that was his album. I don't know who that was. He like collabed with a bunch of people on that. But that was like the most like recent stuff I heard. And then obviously like Outkast and everything.
Yeah,
like
heck yeah.
I mean, that's a vibe. So,
and if it actually, just to throw this out there, if there was a step right before Andre 3000, it wouldn't be a big step, but Smino for sure.
Okay. We'll definitely make that happen. He'll listen. Shit, he might be listening.
I know, right? Smino, I need you, baby.
We'll tag him.
Let's get it.
We'll tag him. But no, I just actually yesterday I listened to that song with J. Cole because I listen to J. Cole a lot and it was just on a playlist. And then I was like hearing it and I was like, okay, what is this?
Yeah.
And I was like, Smino, because Smino's from St. Louis, but like he's out in Chicago a lot, but he's been coming back here a lot.
He has. He's been here, for a lot of times. Actually, he was... Dan Valencia, shout out to you. She just had a show recently at what was the place called the Golden Record, and he popped in. He kicked it, and then he went to the after party and everything. So he's like really been be within the St. Louis culture. So that's really dope and inspiring. It just shows that you can do your thing and then come back to the crib and and it's still
absolutely.
all love.
And we're trying to create that here in St. Louis.
For
So like
sure.
we're big on arts and culture. So like eventually we want to have like shows and festivals and like just types like Grow Fest, like bring people together, because there's so many talented people here in St. Louis, and you see like what Mastermind's doing, you see Master Camp, what he just did, and all these different things to like nurture this community.
Yeah.
Because realistically, like you have to go to other cities to try to get that type of
get those kind of platforms, get those kind of opportunities.
So bringing that here is big. But who in St. Louis? Who else in St. Louis? Who do you like here? Who's killing it? Like
I like a lot of people. I like Mastermind. I like Davey Napalm. I like Nando STL. Women, I like Dan Valencia, of course. I like Shylin, Elisha now. You put me on the spot, but
if you miss anybody, it's fine. I know there's a lot of people out here crushing it.
It's definitely a lot of people. Even in like the jazz scene, Janet Evra, shout out to Janet Evra and Will Buchanan. They're having a baby, so they'll probably be backing off a little bit, but I love them. It's like really, it's a lot of talent in St. Louis, and I think like really all we need to do is just work together more, and we can do everything that the other cities do. Yeah,
work together, like kind of like a like what Austin does, like with South by Southwest.
Exactly.
Austin, like have those type of events where people are coming here to showcase.
Exactly.
And the people here, like with Music at the Intersection.
For sure.
Like they had a lot of like they had your big acts like Badu and all them, but like they also had like a stage for 40 people before that.
True indeed.
Was just running through local people. Yeah. There's not that many. Like how hard it is to get headlining shows. Like, but if you could just throw in,
Exactly. Yeah. It wouldn't
get out
hurt.
there, and it's a content driven world. So you've been active on social media lately.
Yeah.
Is that hard for you being a dad? Like being out the
No. All right. So a lot of people ask me that also. Really, I'm really, really good with tuning them out. I love my children, but I can tune them out in a second to get a job done, to write a song. I thrive off noise. I probably would go kind of nuts if it were too quiet. But it's not hard at all.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But like you said, getting in your creative space, and I'm like that too. Like even when I'm like working, like I have the radio on or the TV on. Even if like let's say it's Sunday, I'm like working on some stuff. Like I'll have the football game on, but I might not be watching.
Exactly, but it's still there.
Yeah. I don't like quiet either.
Yeah. Give me some atmosphere,
quiet's tough. So all the people a lot of people message us like, yo, you got to get Stringz on. You got to get Stringz on.
That's
and then
love.
we finally followed you, and then I was like, yeah, like. I watched your
Shout out to y'all. I'm sorry. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all.
Yeah, one of the specific ones. Brad?
Heck yeah, that's my brother. Yeah.
He was on the show. He was on our show about a month or two ago, and he was like, dude, you got to. I asked him, I'm like, who do I need to get on here? Because like we are from St. Louis area, but we're from like St. Charles, Winsville area.
Gotcha. Okay.
We moved to St. Louis City about 3 years ago. We live in South City. And we're just kind of meeting people. That's what I love about Instagram is like we've never met, but I've talked to you in there. But like you don't even know what we look like because we're behind a logo.
True.
And there's a couple people that work with us, so it's like you could be talking to anybody.
Any one of them. Yeah.
So it's like really cool to really get people in here. Obviously the Regional Arts Commission of St. Louis like helping us put this platform together.
That's beautiful.
To really like make these podcast episodes. I mean, you know how like what goes into this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is really, really cool. So I wanted to I like to talk about goals. I know you talked about speaking things into existence. I'm a huge law of attraction person.
Yes, sir.
I write everything down because they say if you write it down with actual pen, it triggers something in your mind.
Gotcha.
So
I can see
that's why like I think writing stuff down, like typing and talking as well, but speaking things to existence is important. So like I know you have big goals.
Yeah.
So like what's next for you? Like in 5 years, where do you see your career at? You think, or what's the trajectory look like?
I would say 5 years. Definitely by that time I plan on being a household name. The thing with me is that I like to have that overall big goal, but the most I guess realistic part is to break it down in those strategic steps. So I just plan on just doing everything that it takes, or at least in my power, to continue to create and to continue to spread my brand. I think next year, probably my very first shows will be some out of country. And actually, since you had brought up tours, I plan on doing some out of the country tours. Actually, 2 of them I have in mind.
Nice.
So that may end up being the very first shows for 2023. And just moving from there, really, I just. Like within music, at the end of the day, it's about being consistent. And so in order for me to be consistent, I have to continue to have fun. So as long as I'm basically keeping myself at ease with just being peaceful and appreciating what I did yesterday and making sure that today is even better than yesterday, I'll just continue to grow. I try not to put too much pressure on myself. whether it comes to social media, whether it comes to from anything, because obviously the pressure can really, really lock you down, and being creative, that pressure sometimes doesn't really work well with creating new. So I just try to do my best to stay as free flowing as possible. I try to just continue to create. If I like it, then there's going to be at least one other person out there that likes it, and I just push from there.
Yeah, so you're always working on stuff.
Always, yeah. That's pretty much. My head is always down. Honestly, I've been waiting for that moment to finally exhale and just cry, not because I'm like a mad cry, but a happy cry. Like I did this. I know I'm doing it, and that's another big thing for artists. As we walk, run, or just boulder through the journey, we tend to forget that we're actually doing it. We're, instead of looking for it, like how you asked me the 5 years, instead of me looking at the 5 years, this right here is the story. Right. The story is what we're walking through. So I have to sometimes find that balance of congratulating myself or applauding myself for what I just did yesterday, but I'm always that guy. I'm looking for the next mission. On the next mission. Yeah.
Absolutely, and it's a game. Like even in business, like we're doing great, but like I always have that thing in the back of my head, that fear of like what happens like if this all falls down. If you know, and I'm sure you have that same thing.
Of course,
you know, being a musician, like, and like you said, your wife, she's a chiropractor, so she's got like a great crew. Like, you know, she's got like this solid thing, but like music is so.
Oh man, what is nuts, right?
Like it's like this, you know, and that's how it is with us. Literally. Like some months we might be on top of the world, and other months like we might like literally think that this is it. Like I might have to go back to the real world and stuff. But we always have that focus, and you know, the St. Louis community has been really great to us, and we've just always put out so much value. And like we feel like if you do your work and you do it, you put out value, that's gonna come back to you.
Yes,
and
sir.
That's just how it goes, man.
Yes,
so
sir.
What would you give, like, so we have a lot of young listeners, like, in there, like, our community's, like, you know, 21 to 28, like, a lot of young people. So, like, if there's a lot of musicians in St. Louis, like, what type of advice would you give somebody that's just starting out? Maybe stuff they should do, stuff they shouldn't do. Like, I mean, do you have any, like, advice you wish you would have gave yourself in 2014? You were a little bit older when you started because you already had family.
Exactly.
Stuff,
I already had family going. I can't really say, like I said, that there's anything that I wouldn't do, only because everything that I've gone through has helped to create who I am today, and I wouldn't change that for the world. But as far as like some advice is, I would probably just say just remain patient. It's so easy to say that, and it's so difficult to do at times because you have a certain idea or expectation in mind. Social media kind of makes that hard. It makes being patient hard because there's so many phonies out there. There's so many just accounts and just people just capping. And I mean, it looks beautiful, but just know and understand that what you're doing, as long as you know that in the bottom of your heart that it's real and it moves you and it gives you those chills, take that energy and continue to move forward. Stay patient with it, keep your head down, and just continue to move forward. I mean, it's pretty much. And then obviously claim your wins and please stay humble.
Yeah, stay humble, but work.
Yes, sir.
You know, and that's the thing is a lot of people are like so picky about what stages they get on and stuff like that. But at some point you just have to say yes. Exactly.
And that was a part of my process. So I looked at my process as just coming into the game as an R&B or a singer, but I was saying that I was going to work my butt off like a rapper. So the very first time that I started doing shows, I think I did my very first show in 2015. It was at a spot that's no longer there, but it was like in Lucas and Hunt and Halls Ferry in North County. But my idea was just I knew that I had to push my product in front of people. So I wanted to get on as many stages as possible. So I know it was like one year, hey, like 40 shows in 1 year, which isn't the hugest amount, but in St. Louis, that's a bunch.
That's a lot of shows.
And and then from doing that, people, and you have to be confident in what it is that you do. Obviously, the level of quality has to be there, or I mean, you're wasting your time. So I guess it would be in that kind of order. Making sure that the level of quality is there, the passion is there, and then you just push it into people's face. So after I did a bunch of shows over and over and over to get out there, then I was able to, after maybe like a year or two, pick and choose which stages I wanted to get on, because at a certain time, you're pushing to get out there. but then you're pulling back to increase the value of your name. So it's all strategic. It's all a game. And at this level, I'm there. In St. Louis, I pick my stages, ones that make sense. And then out of town, I'm back to that original hustle. I want to hit as many stages and as many shows as possible. So it's just all about balance.
Yeah, that's work though. 40 shows in St. Louis. I mean, there's not that many people. It's probably a lot of the same people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're like, bro, you again? They're like, bro, I already know every word of this shit.
I love a dolly. That's when I have my song a dolly. Yep, they love it.
Yeah, that was your banger at that time. So you have a new banger that I was just listening to on my way out here. Because I like to get in. You know, these are important to us. It's not just a interview. It's a vibe. It's a conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, so I like to get in the mind of who I'm going to talk to.
For sure.
So before we even met, I'm on your website. I'm on your social, and I'm listening to your music. Just trying to get into that mindset of who I'm going to be speaking with. So I was listening to to Perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was such a vibe that I really want you to bless our listeners with just a little snippet. Doesn't have to be crazy. If you're cool with it,
always.
We could do a little snippet if you want me to, do a little thing, or you just want to go a cappella, however you want to do it. So.
Yeah, I can do it a cappella. I got you.
Okay, all right. So you can talk about the song, talk about the creative process of it, and kind of.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so I remember when I wrote Perfect, it was actually in 2019, in the midst of Corona. So it was just basically me just trying to put something bubbly out there. Like I said, I like to do my very best to stay within my creative space. And at that time, I was it was NPR Tiny Desk. I'm really big on watch. I love NPR Tiny Desk.
Same.
And I had just saw Chika's, I think her name is spelled Chika, but she's a female rapper, but she also sings. And she had a song, I think it's called You. And just the cadence of it was just like, it was just really bouncy. And then she broke into singing. I was like, man, I need to make me a track like that. Cause I kept listening to it over, like it was something grabs me in that much. I'm sure it's a whole bunch of people that's grabbing it in like that. I'm like, man, I need to make me a song like that. And her vocals, it was just really, really catchy, and really like it just made me gravitate to her. So I was like, yeah, I need to create me a song like that. And then I think I instantly started with my my leading lyrics like, oh, I've been peeping out the window, wondering how and where would I go. Nowhere, cause this damn coronavirus got me stuck in here, sitting in the corner silent like I wanna leave, I will be gone now. This is all a dream, please wake me up, kiss in a tug, mine a reality. But this too shall pass is what they say to me. As I stare through this glass, I'm going crazy. They think that I think that I'm perfect, but I'm just as damaged as you. The dark times, yeah, we do deserve them. To know that the sun will shine yet again on you. And we all will shine through at the end of the tunnel. The years on we're striving for, so we better not fumble. Claim your win, but please stay humble.
Woo! Yeah. Ooh, that was fire, my guy. Yo, that was sick though. And I like the simplicity of it, but also the realness of it that comes out of that track. Like, and just the vibes. Like, I like, that type of music. Like just cruising and like just, like you posted something, you were like, yo, put this behind your reels. And like, I'm gonna put this behind one of my reels just because now we had this connection, and then now the song means something different. So that's that was sick, man. Appreciate you.
For sure. I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, my guy. So you have like you rep St. Louis, obviously, but like you want to go nationwide. But like, what do you want to do in St. Louis? Because I know that like your passion goes behind music. Like, community's big, and obviously the youth, and like change. Like your perception, you're not like your music is good. Like, you're not promoting anything, stuff like that. So like, tell me a little bit about like what St. Louis means to you in that general sense of like what you're trying to do with the city.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, ever since, like I said, I've been younger, St. Louis has always just meant family. And it's weird. So I went to college, and it's where I met my wife in Memphis, Tennessee. And I love Memphis. It's a beautiful city. It's a lot of family and the same vibes there as well. But let's say if I were to go to Memphis and my friends ask me, what is it to do in St. Louis? obviously there's a lot to do in St. Louis, but I'm instantly telling them, I don't know, I chill with my family. It just really represents love and family. I mean, and St. Louis is such a beautiful place. I really don't plan on leaving. There's so many gorgeous pockets within our cities, within our counties, and just as a whole, it's awesome. So my plan above music is just to, like you said earlier, just help to create that hub. Make people, make entities, corporations, and just make the masses want to come to St. Louis and enjoy us the way that we go there and enjoy them. Mm-hmm. More festivals, more events, more food truck runs, more this, more that. I just want to be one of those pillars, at least on the art side, to help draw it up. I want to, my plan as an artist is obviously to blow, but I want to blow with my feet and my toes down in the St. Louis dirt. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have to leave to go here, because anywhere you go, it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a struggle. So it's just all about how much you're ready to basically prove yourself within that area. Because I can do everything from here and still go there for a week, come back home, go there for a week, come back home. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. And it's been working. Right. So I just plan to basically do just that, stand as a pillar of positivity and light for St. Louis, and just to basically shed those three letters, STL, as far as I can.
Absolutely. That's it. That's what it is.
That's it. Yes, sir.
So it is the STL Bucket List Show.
Yep.
We focus on everything St. Louis. So events, music, arts, food, of course. Food, of course. Yeah. Parks, new developments. Like, that's kind of what our brand is. It's like we're never going to post anything negative. Mm-hmm. We just don't need to. The news already does that.
I was going to say,
the news is already going to do that. Facebook's going to do that.
Often.
You can't even log into Facebook.
And it's weird. Everything that's bad has so many views, so many comments. It's nuts.
It makes you want to post stuff like,
it does.
We'll blow up a little bit if we post some drama, or if we post like something that's on the verge of like might make some people upset. But it's like, we really just built our foundation by, like, our mission statement is people, places, and events that make St. Louis special.
Beautiful.
Super simple.
Yeah,
but the people part of it is, I think, what made us stand out, because this podcast, people, when we post like businesses, we focus on the person behind the business.
Gotcha.
Because it's people buy from people. Like, I wouldn't go to Schnucks and buy this, but now that I know you, I'll buy it because I know people. It's a people business.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of talk about, bucket list spots.
All right.
Let's say the family, let's say it's a Saturday, you got no concerts, you got nothing to do. Both of you guys are off. Where's the family going? I mean, what's some of your guys' bucket list spots? Like, for food, for park, like whatever, anything in St. Louis. Just give us a few. I should have told you this, but I figured you had some off the top. I know you had some.
All good. All right. So depending on if there's nothing to do at all.
Which is rare.
Yeah, I know, right? Early Saturday morning, if my son doesn't have any basketball games, we're definitely starting off our day on those bikes. Where we going? We're going to Forest Park, baby. We're going to Forest Park. We're getting in at least 2 laps. A lap is 6 miles, so we're getting in at least 2 laps. The most that we've done with the whole family is 4 laps, so it's 24. No, we did 30. We did 5 laps around. We did. Was it 4? 4. Okay, so gotcha. Okay, so
that's still a lot.
You're right. Oh, my old lock screen. Yes, he's right. So 4, so 24 miles. So that's how I would start the day off. We used to be really, really heavy into Baked Bear right there in the Loop. Yep. So we would probably go there. Our favorite Thai restaurant, shout out to Mr. Pat. He loves us and we love him, is Thai Country Cafe right there within the Loop. Let me see, another restaurant I know we're big on. We love Bait, Edgewild, Broadway Oyster Bar.
Yeah.
If it's a good day, definitely got to catch those vibes.
And they got some live music there.
Oh, exactly. Got to catch those vibes. Yes, sir. Heck yeah.
Good food too. Everybody likes seafood in your family?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. So the wife and I, we actually don't eat meat. We allow our children to eat whatever they want. So the wife and I, we just pretty much just eat seafood and, just all the other goodies.
Yeah.
But yeah, food wise, we're there, starting off the day in the park. Nighttime, we're pretty chill. Like I said, St. Louis is all about family. So, I mean, just to be completely honest, I'm probably with my cousins at their crib, just chilling out and just enjoying the rest of the evening.
Right. So what about without the kids? You guys got a date night spot? You said bait.
We love
seafood.
Yes, we love bait. I would probably say, going to bait. Other than, I mean, we don't really find ourselves out that much within the city unless it's like going to get something good to eat. 801 Fish in Clayton, we love that place. But like if it was just up to the wife and I, really we'd probably taken a trip out of the country.
Okay.
And then what's odd is that, all right, so we don't eat meat. But out of the country, I eat everything, baby.
Really?
I eat everything.
Okay. What's your guys' favorite trip?
Jamaica, for sure.
Jamaica, food-wise.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Have you been to Jerk Soul? Jerk Soul, I think they're on Grand.
No, I have not.
They're like an authentic Jamaican.
Really?
I think he's moving back to Jamaica to go cook.
Oh,
there.
wow.
But he's like, I think he sold it to somebody. I'll have to get
So
it's
gone or still?
I think it's still we'll have to see.
You played me.
I don't know, though. But he like went back to the mother. He's like, I'm going back to the motherland. I'm cooking this shit.
Oh, my goodness. I love Jamaica so much.
Yeah, we were just in the Dominican for our honeymoon, and we were all-inclusive resort. So you know we're taking advantage of that.
Oh my goodness, give me all of it, baby.
Room service. I'm falling asleep. I'm like, there's room service out there. I'm like, yeah, we ordered it. I was like, we drank a little too much.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, we love it.
And you feel bad. You're like, oh, well, whatever. It's included in our package.
Exactly. It's all good.
I paid for it. So, but yeah, that's cool. Bucket list spot. Forest Park, 100%.
Yeah,
like,
man, beautiful.
In Forest Park, because like you could be in Forest Park at the zoo, and it's completely different than being on Art Hill.
Man,
even though it's like literally 100 feet away.
But it's crazy. It's such a beautiful place.
And
such
golfing, they got 2 golf courses in there. Nobody even knows that. They got the baseball fields, all that stuff. You guys know because you ride around the whole park. You know every part of that park. Yeah. You guys know the whole park. So, but yeah, man. Other than that, man, I appreciate you coming on. I know I want to tell people a little bit about your brands, how they can follow you. I do want to hear about this hot sauce though, because I'm about to. It's Taco Tuesday tonight.
It is Taco Tuesday. Enjoy.
So what's up with this? What's your process?
So I've been making hot sauce for years, and that's only because like before we stopped eating meat, I still am. I can't even lie. A hot wing head. I just love the idea of hot wings and different types of hot sauces. So whenever we go to different cities, different countries, I'm all about getting hot sauce here to try it. Different grocery store. I want to taste it. I want to try it to basically test my levels of spice and flavor and to see what people have to offer. I got to the point to where I couldn't find one that was hot enough with flavor or flavorful enough with spice. So I was like, you know what? I'm just about to start trying to make my own. So I began to make my own. And initially it was really, really spicy. And my wife and I, we had just used it just to help clear congestion. Cause obviously hot peppers is really good for the lungs. You cough and everything's clear. You have a runny nose, you cough or sneeze, whatever, it's all out of you. So it's actually good for you and metabolism and all that good stuff. So we were using it initially for like a medical aid. Not this one, but I had a show last August at Diamond Music Hall. Shout out to Travis Corley for helping getting that thing together. But I was just thinking of something along with my brand, because this is my shirt brand also. It's Io Sono. It's Italian for I am, which is the most powerful statement that we can say, because whatever comes after becomes our truth.
Absolutely.
But basically, I was just trying to think of something else that I can put my name to sell as merch. And I was like, hell, I love hot sauce. Why don't I just make hot sauce? And so I made hot sauce, but those very first bottles were extremely too hot. It was nuts. But what was even more nuts is that I sold out of those at my show. And I think it was obviously because people enjoyed the show and they just wanted to support. They were buying me, like how you said, they were buying me and not the sauce. Right. But the next day or two, I got hit up by the people who bought it. They were like, yeah, you got some more of that sauce? I was like, oh shit, what did I do? Did I create something?
Right.
And so I made another batch, got it back out to them. They actually ordered 4 more bottles, sold them 4 bottles. And then I was like, you know what? By that time started dialing the flavor in to where I was like, okay, this actually tastes really, really good. Right. And after I got into basically a recipe that, cause I cook and I'm really, really big on flavor. And obviously I love spice. But when I got to that point to where I thought that the flavor was there, I was like, yep, I'm going to push this. And so I began to push it. And Instagram honestly just took off for me. One of my first buddies who got the reorder on the very first time, he took a picture kissing the bottle, and then from there, everybody was asking about it. They was just wanting, like, let me taste. And so I would get a bottle out to them, and then they would basically sell it for me because after they tasted, it was so good, they asked for more. And so me just taking pictures of it and just pushing it, got it to where it
organically.
is. Exactly, all organically. And I just actually got off the phone last week with the co-packer, so I'm about to take it to the next level, get them to start manufacturing it. So I'm gonna try to do my very best to make sure that the flavor doesn't change, but they'll manufacture it and get it into these stores. Exactly, and I'll be out here. But the slogan is a chaotically controlled concoction of spicy peppers and tropical fruit. There's only 10 ingredients, all natural, no added sugars or anything weird like that. But yeah, I promise it's gonna be.
I'll let y'all know.
Please.
Yeah, this is cool. I do like your a chaotically controlled concoction. Like, that's really hard to say.
Exactly.
For a while. You know how to say, because you've been saying this.
That was one of my marketing schemes. After I would sell a bottle, I would have them say it on my phone and create a reel of them trying to say it. So it's
that's
on my
dope.
Monster
That's
Sauce
dope.
page.
Branding's dope. I love the fruits, the fresh fruits.
Thank you.
But yeah, like I'm big in cooking too, and I know you don't eat meat as much, but like I'll get these corn tortillas from Cherokee Street.
Okay.
And like I'll grill them in my cast iron, get them like all like the crispy.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
And then I like carnitas. I like that pork.
That
juicy pork. You actually, I get a big one, and I just throw it in the crock pot. I throw it in the crock pot for 8 hours, and it falls apart. And it falls apart.
Goodness, I love food so much.
Yeah, carnitas. I like steak tacos. Obviously, fish tacos. I like all tacos.
I like tacos.
We can talk about it, and it's Taco Tuesday, so you already know. You already know. But I have one last question. I know you mentioned Andre 3000 as like somebody you would want to collab with, but one of the cool questions that I get to learn a lot about my guests from, and you can take a couple seconds to think about it, but if you could just have coffee or lunch with anybody in history, like if is there like certain, like, it doesn't have to be music, it just could be like a mentor, could be a family member that you want to see, like it could be anything, but like if you could have lunch with anybody from any time, dead or alive, I mean, is there a certain person that you looked up to your whole life that you would love to just go sit down, have a beer, whatever, have lunch with them?
It would it would probably be my great grandmother.
Okay.
Ethel Carr.
Yeah.
And honestly, just to ask her, is she proud of me? I've been working, not even just in the music, just in life, period. Just trying to set a good example. I have my son, my daughter, my wife. I have, like I said, my brothers, my mother and father. I'm just doing my best, basically, just to be a good overall guy without faking the funk. I mean, so I just want to ask her, and
what she thinks. I mean,
what she thinks.
And that was the one you lived with when you were growing up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's special. That would be really cool to, just to see, because like there's and my wife can attest to this, like she lost her mom. So it's like, she wants to like call her after something happens, because you just want to call, like I'll call my dad after something, my mom after something happens. Like people just like, hey, like I did this, like, but like everybody can tell you great job, but like you just want to hear from that. Your wife, kids, everything. Like, oh, that was great. But like I just want one person to tell me. There's always something missing. So that's a unique answer, because a lot of people are like Oprah, Barack Obama. I mean, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people that it'd be awesome to like I would want to sit down with LeBron just to like his business mind.
That would be dope.
Yeah, his business mind. And I was gonna talk to you, is like, you obviously have this, there's a business side to this music. It's one thing being good, but there's a lot of people that are not that good that are killing it
for sure
because of business, you know. So no, that's cool, man. Well, that wraps it up, guys, here on the STL Bucket List Show. Another solid episode. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. My guy Stringz here. We're gonna drop links to all his music. We're gonna drop links to any tour dates that come out. And we're gonna go out and support. But like I said, thank you to my team over there at Regional Arts Commission of St. Louis, making these podcast episodes special. We always wanted to do a podcast, but we wanted to do it right. That's why we got the dual cameras. That's why we got Matt in the back on the 1s and 2s from Half Coast Studios. And the sound quality is key. Like you were saying, quality. People are listening to this. This is a reflection of our brand. So we want to make sure it's top notch. So we appreciate you guys. And friends over at Four Hands, always hooking us up, keeping us thirst quenched. So we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Appreciate it.
That's dope. And Black Summer, in case the mic is still on, Black Summer is out on all platforms. Go stream that.
Yes.
Stream that.
Go get it.